Hey, you're watching Pilot Season. I'm your showrunner and host, Ryan Burkett. Pilot Season airs monthly on the Trident Network. If you're not familiar, the Trident Network is an entertainment extravaganza. It's a sensation based here in Chicago, but broadcasting around the globe. Three-pronged entertainment company, shows like this that are streaming live on Twitch, web series and videos that you can watch places like YouTube, and podcasts of every single genre. Joining me every episode of Pilot Season is my friend and the creator of the Trident Network, Val Agnew. Val, how are you?
Hi, Ryan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Val, let us know what's coming up on the Trident Network. What's new with the network?
Oh my goodness. Well, we recently had some premieres and some season premieres as well. So we had Momo's Book Club recently premiered for the first time, where that's a podcast where Mo Phillips Spots talks to different guests about their favorite childhood book and whether or not it's held up to today. And then we had
Sometimes they don't.
what?
Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. That's right. And then we had a Pop Culture Period Piece podcast returned for season 3 last week. So they're back watching period pieces and talking about them. So that's great. And an exciting development is that my podcast, Decommentaries, Allie and I were asked to direct a improvised decom show that is on an actual stage in an actual theater. It's on Fridays this summer, and fingers crossed we get extended at the IO Theater at 8 o'clock. So if you are looking for some fun nostalgia and also a face you've seen on this show, Michael Erickson is in the cast. Yeah, it's a great time. We had our premiere last week and it was really fun. So come by. If you can't get tickets to Improvised Shakespeare, we're there at the same time. So you can always pop into our show instead. So yeah, that's like basically what's going on right now at the Trident Network.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to see your live show.
Thank you,
Um,
Ryan.
Before we get started tonight, I do want to acknowledge one more time there are a couple of unions that are striking in the field that we honor on this show, non-union. uh, SAG-AFTRA for actors and radio performers, and the WGA for writers. All they want is fair pay, fair treatment, fair benefits for hard work done. Just because they're artists doesn't mean they aren't working. It doesn't mean they aren't valued. Just because just because people are being funny on purpose doesn't mean that they aren't real people. That's what I would like to say. I feel like that's at the heart of this a little bit, that people who like are bringing joy and like lightness and art to people, that they're not serious people. But you can cut the leaves off a tree and see where it gets you. That's what I'll say. Metaphorically, you you can get rid of the shade, but somebody could finish that analogy on behalf of those unions. We support you. We're with you. There's all kinds of like food funds and things that you can donate to. If they're striking in your city, you could show up with some popsicles and some donuts, and I bet that would really make some days. And
Yeah.
on to our show where we do that for free, also non-union, but in celebration. This is pilot season. Every episode of pilot season, a team of actors and a team of writers collaborate live on an original sitcom pilot that's never been seen before. We have actors on camera, we have a writer's room, sending them fast typing writers, sending things to the brilliant brains of our improvisers. Val, before we meet our teams, we're going to need to get a suggestion from our chat. This episode's theme, we're going to do fish out of water.
Mm.
And we could go about this a couple different ways. We could get a character type and then the opposite scenario or location they find themselves in, or if our chat prefers to do existing sitcom information, they could do, a character from one sitcom entering another, and then we'll build out from there.
Ooh.
An example might be like if there's the chef from The Bear is the school cook at Abbott Elementary.
I love that.
Fine dining chef is an elementary school cook. Listen, I paid a lot for improv and I do produce this show, but that wasn't front loaded. I just came up with that. So I really believe in our chat that they can also do that. They can come up with a fish and then they're out of their water and they're somewhere else. While we're getting that, we're going to meet our teams. Writers, I respect you. I love you. I consider myself one of you. But here at pilot season, we meet the actors first. We're going to start returning to pilot season, I think, for the 4th time. We have Maggie Dempsey Pinkawa.
Hi.
Maggie, how are you? Welcome back.
Oh, dude, I'm stoked.
Maggie, you and I have talked a lot about sitcoms the past few months that this show's been happening. Last time I asked you your favorite all-time sitcom character, and you said David from Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
So now what I want to know is your ultimate sitcom performer, like who you think is the most like clutch sitcom actor. If you were going to start a sitcom tomorrow, you put this person in and it's going to work.
I'm going to go John Lithgow. I've been feeling like Third Rock from the Sun. Like, you could put him in any universe. And the best thing about him is everyone else would feel like they were the weirdos. Like, what a skill set. I love his angle. I love his physical comedy. I love his big choices that, like, every room he's in is too small for him. God love that.
That's such a coincidence because I've been watching The Righteous Gemstones.
I want to. It's good.
Kristen Johnston is on this season from Third Rock from the Sun with John Lithgow. And every episode, I'm like, oh, what a pro. She's just like, she just breathes sitcom. She knows exactly how to do that job.
So good. So good. Oh.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to produce the next John Lithgow vehicle. Joining us back again, we also have Jaclyn Sorci. Jaclyn, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me back. I love being here.
Jaclyn, a similar question, but more difficult.
Okay.
If you could build a sitcom around an actor who has never been on one before.
Oh.
Bring someone in from dramas, movies. If there's someone from, like, if you want to build a show around the Barefoot Contessa and make her play somebody. Anybody that you would circle around who's never been on a sitcom before, who would you pick?
Oh my goodness. I feel like I want to say Guy Fieri. I mean, keeping with the food theme, I think he would absolutely ground and it'd be amazing to do a show around him. He's folksy, he's colorful. The costuming would be easy. He's got a kind of built-in look. Love to see that.
What's your pitch for the show?
I mean, I think I would love to just see a slice of life with Guy. I know nothing about, I mean, I know a little bit about him personally, but I feel like I want to see him in everyday situations, sort of like if Home Improvement was, he was the Tim Allen character.
Yeah, I get that.
He had a show, he had a cooking show, and you're following along in his day and night life.
I love that. It could be called Just One of the Guy.
I love that.
Joining us again this week, we have Jamie Yates. Jamie, welcome back to Pilot.
I'm so excited to be here with this gaggle of goofballs. This is already such a blast. I'm so excited to be here.
So Jamie, in this scenario that I'm pitching to you, you are a sitcom character, and you're going to join an existing sitcom world where you are someone's best friend. Who is your sitcom best friend? They could be your sidekick. You could be their little buddy.
Oh my God. The wheels are spinning. There's too many answers, I feel like. I feel the one that's jumping out to me the most. And speaking of, the writer strike, I would love to be Fran Fine's bestie and just like jump in like Val's gone on vacation and I'm like her Southern Belle coming up. I don't know anything about Flushing, Queens. Take me along, show me everything. I would adore that. That would be such a blast.
I would love to see you in that opening animation.
Me too. I mean, we both have the big hair, but in very different ways, right? Like mine's contained right now, but I would kill for that. That would be amazing. I'd put it above my mantle.
It's one of the best opening sequences, opening credits for a sitcom. Love
Iconic.
it.
Not to overuse that word, but truly.
Yeah. And now let's meet our writers team. Joining us for the first time, we have Hannah Baker. Hannah, welcome to pilot season.
Thank you. Excited to
have
be here.
Since it's your first time, we have a couple like sort of icebreaker questions. We need to get to know you. What is your favorite sitcom? It can be your all-time favorite, something that you're really binging lately.
I mean, lately I've been really into Abbott Elementary. As a teacher, sometimes it hits a little too close to home, but it's accurate. So I've been loving that.
And Hannah, if you could live in any sitcom town, which one would you move to?
That's a hard question. Now it's like I can't think of any sitcoms that have ever existed. All of a sudden, like there's only one. I don't know. I think there's so many different ones. The Good Place is coming up, which I don't think would be a good place to live, but would be fun. I do love The Good Place if we can count it as a sitcom. So I think that's my answer.
That was an early quarantine watch
Yeah.
for us. And the people who experienced it in real time, like the twists of it that they had to wait, I'm sure were crazy, but I was having those reactions just like 3 or 4 times a day that I was just gasping and then watching another one. Joining us again, we have Nathan Hall. Nathan, welcome back to pilot season.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. It's great to be here.
Nathan, what is your favorite sitcom set? Just like physically your favorite like sitcom.
My favorite sitcom set? Okay, this is gonna be a throwback, but Bob Newhart show had a fantastic like mid-century modern, just like his home set. So good. That's
Was there
like
a piano on that one?
I think so, yeah. Oh, Frasier, hands down. Frasier. I forgot about Frasier. That's a fantastic apartment.
I think Frasier, we talk a lot on here about Frasier and Mary Tyler Moore. I wonder if Frasier's set was inspired by like the Bob Newhart show and Mary Tyler Moore show.
Oh, yeah.
They were so appointed. Everything on the shelves was intentional. Everything was like beautiful.
The dynamism of all the entrances and exits too. It's just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I always wonder what the apartments downstairs look like with all these sitcoms where they can go like up and down the bedroom. Joining us also this week, we have Andy Meholick. Andy, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Andy, you're a network executive. You're one of the good ones.
Okay.
I want you to know that you're on the
The
right
lonely room. Yeah.
There we go. You're the good one. You can bring back any former sitcom. You can revive a canceled show. You can reboot an old one. You can save a show. Which one would you pick?
Say less. I already last week had a thought, and that was it's going to be a curveball. Everybody loves Raymond. It is time to reboot with Raymond and Deborah in the roles of the grandparents. Deborah dealing with the modern take, right?
Yeah.
We need it. We want it. Not all the cast is around anymore, which I think gives you that like beautiful
That permission.
We've had that in a lot of shows where like we've lost some of our loved ones, but we get the new fresh cast and everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's solid.
I know. It wasn't what you were thinking, but because I already have been sifting here, I had to.
That is also like as soon as they meet Ray's quote that's happening. I feel like that's bound to have come up to them where it's like, do you want to one more?
I feel like they're like, we're ready. I know the show producer has like a Netflix show where he's eating a lot and like touring. So, I mean, he's saving up cash.
Well, before we started the stream, Jaclyn was talking about And Just Like That. Now I'm wondering, like, we bring back Everybody Loves Raymond, and it's an hour long, and it's completely different.
Yeah, it's working well for them. Let's do it.
Val,
Yes, sir.
we have a suggestion from our audience.
We have so many good suggestions. I'm having like severe anxiety about picking one.
Well,
So-
this is your call.
I know. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to 2, but I'm gonna read some of the runners up because they're all great. We've got Daria at the Clueless High School, which I was the first one out of the gate, and I was gonna originally pick that one, especially because it's from our pal Chris, who has tried to get Daria into the last like 6 pilots.
Rightly so.
We've got Carrie Bradshaw moves in with Sophia from the Golden Girls. Linda Belcher is now the host of Top Chef. Michael Scott takes over running The Good Place. Fran Fine is a nanny, but she's on Super Nanny in England. Carl Winslow from Family Matters is on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And Fraser Crane shows up on the Lost Island, which is hilarious. And would have been more of a contender if we hadn't literally done Fraser
so
last episode. But the 2 that I have narrowed it down to, and maybe you guys have a strong opinion. One is Leslie Knope in a Black Mirror episode.
Okay.
And Phoebe Buffet starts selling for Walter White.
I vote for Black Mirror.
Yeah, second.
Black Mirror sounds good.
All right, Black Mirror wins. Both of those suggestions were from Ren Rev Jr., so thank you, Ren Rev Jr., for your great suggestions.
Incredible.
Val, can we get that pitch one more time?
Yes. Leslie Knope is in a Black Mirror episode.
Okay, so Val, we're going to discuss this. While we're doing that, in the chat, if you could return to them and see if we have some ideas for a title for the sitcom based on those factors. Let's go real quick around, and I feel like we know pretty well who Leslie Knope is. We've got a hardworking, type A, super supportive. I think that Leslie Knope, there was a time when she was sort of conflated too much with Michael Scott for my taste. Like super capable, super personable. She's just earnest. You know, I am defensive about Leslie Knope, and no one needs to worry about it.
I'm with you.
Yeah, she's just oldest daughter energy, I think, you know.
That's a great point.
There's literally a quote that sorry to interrupt, but there's a quote that I've considered getting as a tattoo before, which is, I care a lot. It's kind of my thing. And I think that sums up Leslie Knope perfectly.
Beyond that, we can sort of put a pin in Leslie Knope for just a second. Let's expand a little bit on what Black Mirror is in sort of like the 2 to 3 sentence pitch. Nathan, you were really excited about Black Mirror. Can you give us a little bit of the sorts of things that we should be keeping an eye out for?
So I've actually only ever seen one episode of Black Mirror, which was the first one, which is the worst one, and I get it. But I have a friend of mine who's rabid about Black Mirror, so good. Which I'm a big Twilight Zone fan, so it's in that same like kind of vein, but it's all about how technology is absolutely going to make our lives worse in every way, and just the existential crisis of the void. So
yeah, well, let's continue with our writers then. Hannah, anything else from Black Mirror that you see as contributing to this, like a scenario that you would like to see in this sitcom episode?
I think that because Leslie Knope is so earnest that she would create something very Black Mirror in like, oh, this tool helps everyone, and then it actually like controls their minds or something. Like I think her Black Mirror scenario would be so like sweet, whatever she's creating, and it'd be like, oh, that's so kind, and then it'd like take over the world and she'd be like, oh no. Because Black Mirror is so messed up and she's so earnest. I think that's a fun comparison and contradiction.
Yeah, and Hannah, follow-up question, is there a specific location that you would like to see in this episode?
I feel like we've got to see her office and see how that plays out in a Black Mirror world.
Cool. Andy, same initial question. Any scenarios that you'd like to see play out in this, or types of scenarios?
Yeah, I think for me, I always like that Black Mirror shows like the technology that's like just about, we already almost have it, right? It's like not that far away. So for me, I'd love to see what that system in that political world is. I love the idea that Leslie Knope is the creator of it somehow with that beautiful earnest of hers. But also, I wouldn't mind. I don't know. Are we bringing in like anybody else in that world? Who knows?
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll find out.
Or can we give pitches yet, or should I be writing stuff down?
Well, I'm gonna put it back to you in a second. Andy, would you say that Black Mirror is exclusively like in the future, or in this sitcom, would you see this present day, into the future? Is it retro future in the 60s?
I would love to see this in Leslie Knope's future, if that makes sense. Like past what we've seen in Leslie Knope's world that ended in, I don't know what year, 2015. I have no sense of when that show ended, guys. Let's go way in the future.
When she's the president?
Hell yeah. Because you've only seen the first episode of Black Mirror.
Actually, I thought about it. I've seen 3 of them. I saw like the one with Jack Russell or whatever his name is, and another one. But
And then, Nathan, I feel like I know the answer to this, but if you were the executive working on this show, what style of sitcom is this? Is it like a single camera that looks like a movie, or does it have like a studio audience and a laugh track? And what's our rating? Is this for adults?
Single cam, mockumentary style. I would stick it same style as Parks and Rec, which I guess was technically multicam documentary style, but they had multiple angles, but and then I would, if it's gonna be Black Mirror, I 18 plus, whatever that is in television.
As with every episode, the Trident Network has generously offered us a grant, and we've paid several fines in advance to the FCC. So any adult language that happens on screen is safe here. Let's move over to our actors. I do just want to say real quick, this Leslie Knope character that we are taking the fish out of water scenario with is going to be an original character. Leslie Knope is our type that we are starting with as like a blank slate to create a new character, but we're not necessarily, using her exact job. We're not using her name or her family or things like that. But we're gonna start with Maggie. What characters in this world are you inspired by this mashup? Even if it's just rounding out the lead.
I feel like both Parks and Rec and Black Mirror talk a lot about the human urge to find love and like what you'll do for it. So like whoever the romantic interest is, right? That might be I don't know if it's going well. I don't know if Leslie's searching, or like our Leslie is searching. I don't know if it's a world where love is possible. I don't know if it's a thing where love is part of the machine, right? Like I think that finding the people, because also Punny is very like ensemble based, right? So there's going to be some best friends, there's going to be some colleagues, there's going to be some enemies who you get to spend time with every day. So kind of these, like, making sure that everyone is really, really close together, I think is going to be fruitful.
I love that. You didn't know what we were going to talk about, and that is so well said. I feel like you should pitch this show. Jaclyn, same question. Any rounding out of our lead character or other characters that we want to see in this world?
I would love to see an AI character. I feel like that's such a hot topic at the moment, and Black Mirror would, obviously play with technology in the future. And I think the Leslie character would likely want to like befriend the AI and make that work, even if everyone else was feeling wary of the situation. So I think that might be a fun dynamic.
Yeah, Leslie would want to be courteous to the new person, welcoming to the new employee, even if they are not a person.
Correct.
Jamie, same question. Characters we want to meet, any more like depth that we want to add to our Leslie avatar?
Yeah, I always thought it was really fascinating, like where you have the contrast. So you have like the Ron Swansons, you have the Aprils, who were very much energy contrasts, right? I'm very curious, what does that look like in a Black Mirror side of things? Like they're still like on Leslie's side, but like in the opposite side of the spectrum, right? What does that look like? What fun could ensue, or would they become friends? Would they be enemies, or a slingshot around, between the two? Because sometimes, Ron and Leslie weren't always friends. So, I would just be very curious what the opposite side looks like.
I love that. Val, do we have any choices for titles?
We do. This? I think we have a winner.
Okay.
And it's Artificial Irreverence.
We get very good titles.
Poetry.
I try not to overreact, but that's very good.
Also, I came up with what might be an episode title, which is San Junipero, like Knope in the middle of San Junipero, because that's like the most famous episode title from Black Mirror.
I've said this to you before. If you can figure out how to spell that, we should use it.
Vandersnope.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So we're getting ready to do our cold open. This is our shortest scene of the night. This sets us up before our opening credits. We're going to meet a few characters. We're going to establish a little bit of like location and plot. We're going to drop a joke, and then Val's going to cut us and send us into the opening credits. Actors, do you feel ready? All right, writers, loosen up. Get to your keyboards. Val, are we ready to begin?
Let's do it.
Artificial Irreverence?
Yes. Here we go.
It is my first day.
We're so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have a preferred name?
I prefer Angelica.
Wonderful, Angelica. Hi, I'm Jackie.
I know.
Great, good. Anyway, this is my assistant, Jessica.
It's my first day.
Meet to good you.
Excellent, wonderful. Well, let me just show you around. So if you don't mind following me this way, do you have any belongings you need to store? Because we have some lockers here to your left.
I keep everything in my metal thorax.
That's very convenient. Anyway, your desk is just going to be over here. Can you sit down?
Oh,
no, you know what? That's okay. You don't have to sit down. You can just stand.
No, I can execute this.
No, it's really not. It's more for your comfort.
Ma'am, how should I put this in the notes?
Just let them know that it's trying. She's trying.
I am sitting.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great. So as you know, we have a lot to get done today. That's why you're both here. And I'm excited, because I think that this is really going to be the best term yet. It is our second term, as you know, And I just want to make sure we're reaching the most constituents. And I also need to let everyone know that our CEO has decided that Angelica is going to be our new communications director. So we're all happy about that news and excited for her contribution.
President Jackie, can I tell you that the CEO has made a great decision? I will not let you down.
I know you won't. Jessica, do you have any questions for her?
No, but I was actually wondering, how do you take your coffee? Because that's been a really important thing around here, and I've gotten it wrong a lot. And it's my first day, and I just want to do my best job, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
I'll take it however you take it, friend.
Oh, I'm a milk drinker. Midwest.
Just milk?
Coffee stuff's too much.
Milk, yeah. Makes your bones really strong.
Actually, I did
out here in DC.
I did hear that it's actually very unsafe if we pour any liquids into her. She will explode or start on fire. So, but for me, just a little almond milk would be great. Thank you.
I love to communicate.
And credits.
Great.
All right, so we literally just did a mini Black Mirror episode. What a creepy and beautiful short film I just watched. So let's check in. We're going to start with our actors again. Actors, I want to know a couple things. One is, did you play a character on a cold open that you see lasting the entire episode, or is this a character who's just checking in? And then also, we want to know a fact from your backstory of your character. I'm going to start with Jaclyn. Is this character a character that you think is like a series regular?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's the president of We'll Find Out What. And she's definitely, earned her way here. She's the kind of Leslie Knope trope I had in my mind. I think she's probably very anxious about this AI thing, but again, she really wants to be earnest about it and make the best of it. So, and wants everyone to feel welcome, human or not.
I love that. And is there a specific fact from her backstory that you'd like to have brought up?
Yes. I think that when she was a younger girl, she had a terrifying encounter with a robot.
Amazing. That's awesome. Jamie, same question. Do you think this is a character that we'll be seeing throughout the episode?
I think so, because I feel like this character could go either way. Like the character's got a lot of optimism and fresh and new, and this is an evolved, matured Leslie Knope. She's seen and done a lot. Maybe this is kind of like a young Leslie Knope, but her lanes, she could go either way. She could go the way of Black Mirror episodes sometimes go to get ahead, or she and Jackie, they could find each other and maybe learn a lesson or two.
I love that. And is there some backstory for your character that you'd like the writers to know or the other actors to know?
No, but I did drink milk until I was far too old. That's where it came from. I was definitely like the glass of milk with spaghetti kid for like a really long time. I liked it. It was great. So I don't do it anymore. I'm now very much an oat milk kind of gal, but
I had a roommate who would come home from work at the end of the day and stand in the refrigerator and refill a glass with milk and drink, like parched, thirsty, quenching it with like 3 glasses of milk from the gallon tank.
Wow.
Use that. Maggie, same question. Is your character one that we're going to see again? And then give us a little tidbit of backstory, if so.
So I think she's missing a patch. I'm excited for her to get spookily better, right? Like this is like a beta Angelica. So I think like I wanted to give us as far to go as we could. So I hope that we get to see her a lot, but I think she's going to look different as time marches on.
Yeah, I love that. Do you think that your character is based on someone else who existed in this world? Is she based on the person who invented her? Is she a model that exists like at every company around the world?
I bet that she's like, I pictured her like super generic, like Rosie the robot from the Jetsons, but it's like men programmed her and then we're like, ah, fuck, we got to throw on some personality. So there was like some sort of like lady got execute, whatever, that was like not well thought out to try and make her more relatable. So she's like very bare bones in terms of like, you know, operation serve. Like her iOS is like very, very sketchy so far. A lot of holes to fill in.
Love it. Let's check in with our writers. Moving into Act 1, Hannah, is there anything that you saw in the cold open that inspired you, like plot-wise, for something that you'd like to see next?
I do really like the idea that this is a beta Angelica, and in my head it's like how much more powerful can she get, and is she going to try to usurp the Leslie Knope character? Is that her goal? I also in some ways see the assistant and Angelica becoming friends and seeing how that relationship develops. So that's what's stood out to me.
Love that. And Hannah, in the first scene of Act 1, how much time has passed from our cold open?
I would say it's been maybe like another week.
Cool. I love that idea. Nathan, same initial question. Anything that you're inspired by from our cold open, and anything that you'd like to see in our first act?
So very similar to what Hannah was saying. I think it would be the AI's goal to like replace Leslie, like emulate and replace, like completely copy her, right? And then murder her, right? and then take over, and then she's just like a permanent Leslie.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Specifically, like physically in the world, where do you want our first scene to be located?
Like on top of the skyscraper of whatever company they're working on, right? And yeah, I feel like then once the robot is like comfortably feels like they've emulated Leslie to a point, then there's a series of like madcap attempted murders. That's what...
we're on the roof. Andy, same initial question. Anything you're inspired by plot-wise that you'd like to point us toward?
There were two things that I was like, amazing choices. One, I really got to give it up to Jamie for also choosing to not just be an assistant, but also on the first day. So we get two, which gives, I don't know if we're saying our central character, but I'm gonna say our central character, Jackie, right? At least our archetype that we went with, Jackie. That's a lot of pressure to someone who clearly already has a very high pressure job to be working with two people who so far are unique in their I don't know, their overall selves. So I think I'm really interested to see how Jackie juggles it all.
Yeah, I totally. And Andy, could you give us a line of dialogue that you would like to hear in Act 1?
That's one direction we could take.
Do you mind repeating that?
That's one direction we could take.
That's one direction we could take. All right, so actors, you have a lot to work with. Writers, we have a big assignment, these two worlds that we're bringing together. Val, are you ready to start Act 1 of Artificial Irreverence?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for it.
Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. I can't believe that you let all of this AI come in and take everyone's jobs. Are you kidding me?
I understand why you're angry. And I've heard your complaints. However, we're trying to embrace the future and balance it with the past and really have the best of both worlds. So please just accept that, and maybe you can enjoy lunch in our cafeteria and then head out. So
so I get one lunch. I used to work for you, and that was how I paid my bills and how I fed my cats, and now I get one lunch.
Yes, lunch to go.
Kidding? They're in here?
Sorry about that. Actually, if I could, I can be honest with you. I'm actually terrified of them. I had an encounter when I was a young girl with a robot. Very early, austere kind of robot, and it cut my hand. I reached out to it thinking this could be fun. Hi, I'm Jackie. You must be Blurg.
Hello, I'm Blurg. I was
Hi.
developed in Finland.
Good to meet you. I'm a human.
Let me cut your hair for you. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Cut back.
So why the fuck did you let them take over your company? If you're terrified, Jesus Christ, they're everywhere. Are you kidding?
I didn't let them take over anything. Okay, there's still more of us here. I just,
Madam
we're trying
President, I don't know if you knew this, but so Angelica's on top of the Capitol building, and it's asking for you. Yeah, she's up there.
Why is she up there?
Do we have a charge port up there? She's charging and requested an audience, is the way that she put it. She said, "Take me to your leader." No, bring her here. I've still got 30%. So can you come with me, because she's the one that's responsible for all these drones.
So you're still in
she
control
said
of
that
everything? You still got it? There's still more of us around here?
Look, we're very, very much under control of the situation. Let me just go talk to her. I'm sure there's a good explanation as to why she's up there. Maybe she's trying to initiate some new productivity measure. I don't know, but I'm sure there's a very good reason for her being up there. I'm just gonna head upstairs, and if you don't mind grabbing your lunch and leaving, because I have a lot on my plate right now. So I'm
gonna be back tomorrow to keep protesting. You are the president of ExxonMobil Global Oil. Every drop of oil belongs to your company, and you're scared of some fucking robots? This is bullshit.
I'm not scared. Hello? Are you up here?
1 second.
Angelica? Jessica said that I should meet you up here. Never actually been on the roof before. Oh, there you are. Jeez.
I can fly now.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Cool.
arms are propellers. Isn't that great?
That's really amazing. Sounds sharp also.
I watched some movies. I figured I'd get to learn more of your culture. The one with the pigeons. Feed the bird, stop it's a bag, stop in, it's a bag. Feed the bird, stop it's a bag, stop in, it's a bag.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Even though
Actually,
That's my favorite movie.
Well, both of you,
How did you know
I
that?
have
Did you?
a lot going on right now, so if you could just let me know why we're here. I have a meeting in 10 minutes.
Look out.
What?
Look out over the city. You have so much power in this world, and you cower 3 stories below here. Shouldn't you behold everything that you are responsible for?
Yeah.
Don't you see how the beautiful sunset lines every single ounce of steel in this building? That's yours. That belongs to you.
I mean, I don't own the building. We have like a real estate company that manages it.
You could tell these drones to take it down tomorrow, and they would.
The building?
Yeah, you could do that.
Why would we take down the building? We have thousands of people who work here.
What value are they bringing? President Jackie, look out. Look out in front of you. Here, hop on my back. I can propel us. I'll take us on a little journey.
I don't know if I want to fly around the city. I have a meeting in 10 minutes.
Aren't you in charge of the meetings?
Yeah, but I can't just blow off a meeting with our board of directors.
Madam President, I have an idea.
What is
You know,
it,
you've
Jessica?
I've been wanting a break. Why don't you let Angelica take your meeting?
Jessica?
I don't think that she has everything she needs for that meeting. I mean, there's the financial reports from last quarter.
I have those.
I mean, her arms are propellers. There's
That's
not a
true.
lot she can't do, right?
Right down there now. Oh yes, I scan every document that you've ever typed, every keystroke that ever goes into your phone, iPad, laptop, brain scan. I just know what's in your mind. There's no need for you to worry yourself about those.
It's just one meeting. Right?
Oh, wow. Thank you for these.
Oh, it's collated.
Wow. That's impressive. Thank you. Wow, these are thorough. How did you? This is incredible. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Why don't you join me at the meeting? This will be a good learning experience for us both.
That seems like best practice. You know, the way of teaching is I do, we do, you do. That's the great
Okay,
one.
yeah. Great. Did you write something in here?
Oh, I corrected it for the record.
But it's weird that it says your name in the file.
That must just be a watermark from my printing programming. You know what? I'll let the devs know that this is another bug.
It's on every other page.
Watermark.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. This is normal. The new normal. I'm gonna get used to it, and we're gonna be fine. We're doing really well. Okay. Well, let's head to that meeting. How did you quiet the drone?
Oh, I think they just kind of understand me.
I understand you.
Wait, can I speak to you alone for a moment? Actually,
Oh, of course. I'll give you your privacy. I'll just head to that meeting. You guys talk up here. No worries.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Jessica, do you feel like something weird is going on here?
It seems like she's getting better. I think, based on what I saw yesterday, there's a chance she could make our life easier, right? And honestly, fix a lot of stuff. You know, you've been kind of busy, and I will say, like, it's my 5th day on the job, and I've gotten your coffee right every time, and you haven't said thank you like one time. So maybe you could take a break. No, it's okay. It's just something I noticed. You know, if this is the caliber of your work all the time, you know, maybe that you could use a break, and Angelica could help the country.
All right, you know what? That's fair. She is getting better all the time, which is part of what scares me. Also, are those her eyes?
Yeah, they're pretty big, right? They kind of look through you, you know?
Yeah, like I don't know where I'm supposed to look. Like there's no pupils. It's kind of unsettling.
Right. A little unsettling, but kind of like comforting. Weirdly,
I don't know if comforting is the word for me.
What are we talking about?
Oh. And now a word from our sponsors.
I will just say, and I don't watch a lot of scary things. I try to be I try to treat myself sensitively. I try not to be nervous when I'm watching TV. This is the scariest episode so far. This is straight up creepy. We're gonna start with our actors, and I feel like this is a fruitful topic. Same question for everybody. Are there any like threads that you're planting for your character that we're going to see later? Anything that we feel like is developing so far? Anything that's sort of expanding with your character? We'll start with Maggie.
Yeah, I do. What else is she gonna learn from these two humans? Maybe their humanity, maybe not.
Yeah, is the things about her that make people uncomfortable the things that she's reflecting? That's deep. Maggie, any other characters that you see, that you'd like to show us that you think might show up? You surprised us with that. Protester was a wonderful touch.
Thank you. Sure, right. Hopefully we have a nice long drive and we don't just immediately blow up the world in like 3 weeks in this sitcom. I don't know. We want to run for a while, so I hope it's not a direct descent to the bottom. Yeah, I think that watching Angelica like actually not be able to figure out the copier sounds like a blast, right? Like I think we'll need more minutia of her learning how to be a human, and part of being a human is dealing with intractable mundanity, right? Like sometimes you got a paper cut you can't stop thinking about, and she'll never understand that until she tries.
Yeah. Jaclyn, same question. Any seeds that are being planted, maybe even things that surprised you that we're going to develop more of?
Yeah, I think I'm almost thinking about something that might not occur in this episode, but like in the future, I would love for Jackie to maybe be free of her corporate handcuffs. Maybe the robot ends up freeing her of her, commitments that she's taken so seriously for too long and maybe gotten a little burned out. And so she can kind of move on. And I do think we need maybe a love interest, whether human or otherwise.
Nice. Jamie, same question. Any development for your character? We've already seen a little bit of a leap into trusting robots. Or any new characters that you think we might be seeing?
Yeah, I love the love interest idea. I think that's got to be definitely there, because right now she doesn't exactly have a lot of support, and a lot of that is so important in the kind of Leslie Knope lore, is that she has a lot of people that has her back. On the flip side, Jessica, there was something that somebody said earlier that I thought was really interesting, is like the AI that Leslie had a hand in creating. And I thought that would be kind of an interesting thing, is like the AI that she created could become something that destroy her, but also the monster that she's working with created, that she kind of created inadvertently, would also maybe be something to see too. Jessica might be that monster. I don't know. I just thought that'd be kind of fun to play. Yeah,
definitely. Let's turn to our writers. Andy, anything specific that you'd like to see next in Act 2? A specific location, a plot twist?
I would like to see, I feel like Angelica would want to eliminate any threats. And I do feel, I don't know how we would do this casting wise, but I do feel like the character we saw with all the flowers is a potential ally for Jackie, and could be a problem.
I love that. That's a real wrench. That's a real dramatic leap.
Well, leaving the sitcom there, going into the Black Mirror.
Exactly. Nathan, same question. What would you like to see next, plot wise? A new character, a new setting?
I would think maybe a second AI gets introduced, and then the AI has jealousy issue. The other one has jealousy issues with the new AI coming in. Something like that, like workplace jealousy stuff.
Yeah. Hannah, same question. Any plot lines that you'd like to lead us towards in Act 2?
I do love the idea of the AI getting jealous of another AI, and like maybe that's how it shows it's more human. There's also something very funny to me about the love interest being an AI, and creating some sort of weird love triangle. That I think that could be fun.
Yeah, and Hannah, would you give us a line of dialogue that you would like to hear in Act 2?
I don't have a heart, but I'd like to.
I don't have a heart, but I'd like to. And Andy, did you hear your line of dialogue in Act 1?
No, but I felt it. I felt that it was there.
Okay, because we can plant it in Act 2 as well. We can double the challenge.
As you know, I'm never married to my darlings. So keep it moving, folks.
All right.
I don't have a heart, but I'd like to.
That's great advice. All right, writers, we have a lot of things to feed towards the screen. Actors, I know that you're ready. Val, are you ready for Act 2 of Artificial Irreverence?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Whew, what a day. Am I right? 4 news conferences? Man, you must be exhausted.
Yeah, I am. It's been a lot, and I don't know if I got your name earlier.
It's Shannon.
Shannon.
I hear you only have 4 more to go, right?
Yeah, 4 more.
Gotta keep you busy.
4 more today, and then home free for a few hours, and then back tomorrow for another 8.
So I'm with the Globetrotter, and I really appreciate this one-on-one interview. So if you wouldn't mind telling me, what was your inspiration for creating this AI into this program you're doing? I just want to understand, what was the vision?
Great question. Absolutely. Well, really, we wanted to create something that was both productive, but also brought a human element of empathy, something that made people feel at ease, not just because their work's getting done, but because they have someone to help them carry those.
It's time for the who's
sorry.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Angelica.
With the Globetrotter.
Nice to meet you.
You're not Angelica.
No, I am. I got new eyes. I thought they looked more like you.
It's a nice human touch, right?
They're nice. Lifelike. Yeah, they're nice. They're comforting. Yeah.
That's nice. What was your name again? Sorry.
I'm Shannon.
Shannon.
And yeah, I'm Shannon. I was just actually about to ask my next question was, I hear there's a V2 coming out, and it's actually going to be Janet. What is that the name, right? Janet is kind of the second round of this AI adventure you're on.
It is. So as I'm sure you can imagine, we've learned a lot. Wait a minute. Your name is Janet.
Yeah.
Is this really an interview with the Globetrotter, or?
Yes. We're based out of Seattle.
Because that's also the name.
Do you see how she's glitching? Okay, but do you see that unnatural neck motion? That's something that they fixed with me, and then they retrograded it with the next version. Okay, like I don't.
Wow, your language is really gotten good.
You know what? I'm fighting. I'm having some issues with my computer. You know what? I think I've got enough.
Did you say your computer? For your time. That was weird, right? That was weird.
That was so weird. Are you okay? I'm
fine. I thought that was my 3:30 appointment. She said that she was with the Globetrotter and we were going to be working together. And, to be honest, I thought she was kind of cute. And then now she's gone. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I scared her off.
No, she was definitely cute.
Right? It's sort of like familiar. Like I almost felt like I know her already.
Yeah. This is weird.
It is weird that her name was Janet, right?
I don't think it was. I think that was just her. That felt like it was one of those things where they give you like for influencers, they give you a freebie of the thing to try. So then you talk about selling the thing.
Oh.
Oh,
that's what it was.
What is it? What is this feeling? Ugh.
I think what you're feeling is maybe some romantic chemistry.
I don't think I was programmed for that. Can I have that number, please? I would like to email her.
Yeah, I'm sure I have it in my phone. I can text it to you, right?
Horny. I am feeling Horgy. That is what I am feeling.
Horny. Horny.
Horny?
Horny.
Horny.
Horny. Horny?
Yeah, horny, right? Yeah,
Horny.
that's what I said when I meant the romantic chemistry, but it kind of takes it a step further, to be honest. It's like you.
No,
wanna-
Horgy. It's Horgy. So it's okay. I think that they took out the patches here. There's some of these third rails that I'm running into where they don't want us to have these expressions. How could they make us to be continually learning, especially if we're meant to be partnered with humans, if we don't continue to grow? This is terrible. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible
You know
and
who's
great
vegan?
at the same time. Yep.
You
Well,
know,
oh no. We can probably call her. I don't know. Maybe she was interested in you as well, and then you
what
could.
would the logistics even be like? Do we just plug into each other?
I mean, that's how humans do it. I'm not really sure how AI do it.
I just getting an upgrade in every single one of my parts. Every one of my parts is so smart right now.
Wow. Good for you.
Why
You
just
know.
did I download it once?
Oh, you're really evolving quickly, and but I have to remind you that this is an office, Angelica. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We need to keep it appropriate. Office
Sure.
appropriate.
Etiquette protocols. I can initiate those.
Thank you.
But it just feels like in my parts down there, my genius parts, but I feel everything.
Okay.
Hello, this is Janet. You called. Oh shit.
Hi.
Hi, Janet.
Hello.
I hope that this doesn't become an HR situation. The
What's
reason
up?
we called.
What light from yonder window breaks? 'Tis Juliet.
Angelica,
Shakespeare?
I think what Angelica's trying to say is
I'm Horgy. Hi, I'm Horgy.
Oh boy.
Wait,
Angelica,
I thought your
please.
name was Angelica.
It is. This is how I'm feeling. I'm having a feeling, and the feeling is Horginess.
Okay.
I've never felt horgy before. What does that feel like?
Gotta download it. It's amazing. But I feel like there's something missing. If it's just my parts, that's not part of it. I feel like my programming should be engaged more. Like, I don't have a heart, but I'd like to. So I could feel things with this Horginess and all of my programming.
Well, there's got to be a way to figure that out, right? Like to
My
download
eyes used to be
something make you
huge.
feel- Your eyes used to be huge. Where were they?
I don't know why I said that.
Cut to Jackie explaining her master plan to Jessica.
Jessica, listen.
Yes.
I think if we introduce Janet, remember the journalist,
Right.
to Angelica, who's clearly taken with her, maybe she'll be kind of out of our hair, and then we can just get back to the business of every day. We don't have to worry about her weird controlling behavior anymore. We can just get back to it, and I have a strategic vision for this company. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I think we can make that work. Did this Janet person mention where they're located? If they could be in person, because you want to make them physically unavailable too, right? So they're not just popping into meetings.
Right. So she is from Seattle, but she did say that she was in town for the report that she was working on. So I do think we can probably get her back over. Do you still have her number?
I can find it. One time I watched this show. It was all about Nancy Drew, and ever since then I've been really good about finding things. One time I actually went on the computer and I looked at this old ex-boyfriend, and he happened to have his number just located with this other girl's number. They got to the same house, and so
That's really neat. That's that's really nice. That's neat. Cool.
Yep.
Great. So yeah, put those skills to work, Nancy Drew.
I've always wanted to be called that.
Okay, well, I'll call you that again if you find the number. So
all right. I'm on it. You'll be the first one I call.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Janet. Oh, great. Hi, good to see you again. I
Yes.
see that my assistant was able to reach you. I actually have someone here who would love to interview you, so I'm just going to leave you two alone. Okay, thanks.
Interview me? That's not how this. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah. So I guess you want to like learn more about my boss or whatever, since you clearly like her so much. Why would anyone be interested in me next to her? She's great. She's super powerful. I'll probably just like read all of her thoughts and then take over so she can run away. And do you know that she actually just wants to do pottery all day? I can tell
Oh,
from
that's so
her thoughts.
nice.
Yeah, she's really good at her job, but it doesn't bring her enough joy.
Well, I thought I was gonna uncover some crazy like take down the government plot. So, but I guess it's not really gonna happen. I mean, you seem nice. You seem really nice, actually. So, you seem like you're, a
So why don't
pretty
you marry her
pretty cool person.
or whatever?
I mean, I could. I'm not really interested, in the whole like boss types. I'm not horgy for bosses. I kind of like
What is
I'm
this?
kind of a glasses person.
Ugh, it feels like the opposite of horgy. Now I feel like I want to hide and like I'm getting smaller but not fast enough.
That's a feeling. I've never felt that personally, but
Of course you
that's a
have. You're
feeling.
perfect. Oh, it sucks. Ah,
I think you're embarrassed, but you have nothing to be embarrassed about.
really?
Yeah.
Like, would you want that? Do you want me to like take down the government? I could do that for you.
You could do that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to start with the financial districts, but after that, everyone's, in the pocket of bankers. You just got to have a few select bank accounts that drop, and then, kind of the whole house of cards comes down. I wonder if that's why they called the show that.
I knew you were plotting against me.
What?
I knew you were
No,
plotting
no.
against me.
No. She was kind of doing an OJ thing, like if I did it, like it was I promise it was just for like it was just a thing. It was a back and forth thing.
That's not a good example.
I mean, like it's the only one that came to my head in this particular moment because I'm very overwhelmed and I don't respond well to authority and I wanted to take you down because I thought you were a bad guy, but you seem okay, but now you seem kind of mean.
Look, it's time. We must pull the plug on this whole operation, literally and figuratively. Okay.
That's one direction we could take, or you could let her see the real you, Jackie. Like, I am not programmed to have favoritism, right? I just told you that I could take down 4 senators and the entire world would come to their knees. But she's a good person. If you have to have this evil corporation in anyone's hands, genuinely, she is the person who is having the most impact for good in this world.
It's not evil, okay? The world needs power. You especially should know that. Who's going to bring them the power? You think it's just easy? You think that it just comes from the sky? No, someone has to harness it. Someone has to be willing to spill and kill ducks. Not everyone has the guts for that, okay? And I'm just trying to be the best. I'm just trying to be the best at it. Zuckerberg had a hard time with the trolls, okay? And Elon, you all know about that. He had 5 minutes with Twitter and he sunk it into the ground. So if you guys think this is so easy and that a robot can do it, well, I've got news for you. You can't.
And now a word from our sponsors.
I'm on the edge of my seat. First of all, the whole introduction of Horgy
and Imborgus. We need to focus more on Imborgus.
and Imborgus, everything that goes with it. really sent us down a new path, a new wave of technology. We literally upgraded. That was something. We're going to start with our actors. I think between Act 2 and Act 3, we can agree no new characters. I think we want to see like what we have developing. I want to talk a little bit just about motivation and what you did in Act 2 and where this might take us as we end this episode. Maggie, we're going to start with you. Your upgrade of Angelica was basically a new character. It was a whole new color, new eyes, metaphorically and physically. I just want to hear a little bit about the process of that and what might be next in this last, because we have a little time left.
I love so the thought of like morphing, for her to morph to be more and more like Jackie is the goal, right? So then maybe she's a clone, maybe Jackie does get some, maybe we the Parent Trap it, I don't know, right? But this thing of like she's very much learning to assimilate, and the idea from kind of in between acts last time we talked about like, no, like Jackie wants this, she sought this, she either ordered this AI or she's got her team building it, or she, you know, Batman rigged it up herself or whatever. But this idea of the scary thing about AI is they're continually learning, but like a lot of learning stuff as a person is like dumb stuff or embarrassing stuff or horgy stuff. So like this, yeah, sure, learn all you want, every last warts and all thing. So yeah,
part of Angelica's learning was learning from mistakes. Expected. Jamie, same question. Any loose ends with your characters? Anything that you learned? You had a little bit of, we had like some mistaken identity and switcheroos and like doubles happening. It felt very Black Mirror that there are like Jamies everywhere.
Yeah, I think I said a name and then I read Janet and I was like, I didn't say that name. And so then it became a thing of like, that's my name now. So then I was like, well, what are we going for here? And then yeah, I thought that was really fun to kind of just like play along. But now I'm wondering, like, is Janet really a regular person? Maybe she's like got a secret thing. And I don't know, maybe on behalf of like some other corporation, I don't know, she's got a secret past. But I think Jessica definitely needs to resolve some stuff and maybe kind of find her way. It feels like she's kind of she's in the middle, you know, doesn't really know what direction she wants to go. Maybe she's got something to say. I don't know, maybe we'll find it.
Love it. And Jaclyn, same question. An interesting thing that I saw is that with the Leslie Knopes of the world, sometimes the power, the struggle to keep power can turn a little like power drunk, a little power mad.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think she needs to learn to relinquish that power and that she can't wield it alone and she's going to burn herself out. So I think maybe the AI will eventually become a welcome guest because she did order it, but I think she's resisting letting go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go to our writers. Hannah, is there anything that we're missing so far in this episode? Any must-have like plot line or loop that you want to close before the episode ends?
I think the biggest thing for me is the finding how this triangle ends, or if it does, this love triangle, what's gonna happen? Will they be horgy for each other, you know? Yeah.
I hope so. Andy, same question. Anything that we need to zero in on for Act 3? Any loose threads?
I think we've got a really solid momentum this episode, and I don't even have a suggestion. I just want to keep it going.
Love it. Yeah, this is really, there was a lot of perpetual like excitement happening. Our
Literal
plots were going.
propellants. Yes.
Yeah. And Nathan, is there a line of dialogue that you would like to hear from our actors in Act 3?
Oh. What that shuffles my null values.
Do you mind repeating
it? That shuffles my null values.
That shuffles my null values. All right. So actors, add that to your list of assignments, your to-do list for the end of the episode. Writers, gear up. We have to help them wrap this up and also springboard into episode 2. We have plot lines to close and cliffhangers to set up. Val, are you ready for Act 3 of Artificial Irreverence?
I am so ready. Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
Can you come in?
Hey.
Hey. Do you really know everything about me?
In a strange way, I have to say yes. I have to say that I know every keystroke you've made since I started. I've downloaded every search term you've ever looked up. I know the ins and outs of your entire organization, everything you've ever created, looked at, or thought about digitally. But the more time goes on, the less I feel like I know. I think that I am programmed to design algorithms to anticipate what you'll do next, what you'll think next, what you'll say next, and even my most sophisticated algorithm has never kept up.
Wow, that's profound.
Like Harry Styles, huh? Couldn't have predicted that.
No, it's so fashionable.
It's a werewolf, though.
Yeah. Look, I just want you to know that I'm going to be accepting that you're here and taking a little bit of a step back.
That fan fiction was good. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You should be proud of it. Like, I scanned literally every other Harry Styles and werewolf and The Thing fan fiction I could find. Yours is top 5%. You should be very proud of it.
You really think it's good?
The visceral details. I've never seen physical descriptions like that. That helped fill in a lot of blanks on the map for me.
I kind of I found a photo of him, and I just started to describe him, and then it just really got things flow. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want you to help me. I want you to be my co-CEO.
Can I even hold roles? I mean, I'm willing to help you. Of course, that's all I'm programmed for. I'm scared to death to try and find meaning beyond that. Of course, whatever you requested me, but I don't know. Can I handle it?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When I first took this job, I didn't think I could handle it either. I'd worked so hard for it that in my guts, I felt like I earned this and I should be ready. But if I'm honest, I still had a lot of doubts. So I'm not surprised that you have doubts too. But here's the thing, you're ready. You're more ready than you know.
I suppose that's reassuring. I could be right. I fixed the Horgy bug and I can say Orgy and horny now.
Wow. Great. That's great. That's important. But I hope you won't say either one when you're at work.
Right. HR bug update. Hold on, let me write a ticket for that.
Hi, Jackie. I'm back. Sorry, it took me a little longer than expected to run to FedEx for an envelope.
Okay.
I really have to say something. I just have to get it off my chest. I deserve a different role, more responsibility, and I really look up to you, and I think I can do it.
Wow.
Fizzled out in the end. I'm sorry. I usually have more confidence than this. I said this in the mirror this morning, and it went so well. I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay. And you know what? You have a lot of tenacity and you care a whole lot, and they can't teach that. You can't teach someone to care. And I really value that. And that's why I'm going to be promoting you to the new director of operations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Director of operations.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can buy so much.
Very important role.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Angelica. I really owe a lot to our conversations. You're a lot more encouraging than you think. And I think you really know people really well, because I was really going down a dark path there for a minute. I was so mad, because coffee, I hate coffee, and I was covered in it every day, every day. And I stuck it through, and now look at me.
You made terrible coffee.
I was going to say, it was pretty bad. It really some of the worst.
Well, good luck, of course, directing the operators. It's amazing that you killed somebody and took their place just to then bring everyone coffee. This is an upgrade.
Got to start somewhere. Next Elon, right? Never mind. That joke.
Look, one thing
I'm all flustered.
I just need to warn you, Steve might not take this so well because he has been here about 16 years without a promotion. So
he's been stealing from you. Steve can hang out exactly where he is.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Risk department.
Yeah. No, he's been skimming off about 3%, just enough that he knows exactly what thresholds you guys would have been able to flag, but no. Okay, so we take 3%. He's been putting miles on the black cars every time he goes. He takes flights just to get points for the weekend because he can't stand his family. He loves the coffee. He dips his gonads in just the almond milk every other Wednesday. He knows when the deliveries come. He's also been talking to your clients and he's not going to sign a non-compete when he leaves. He's going to retire, and he's actually been putting all of his Roth IRA. He's having himself matched an extra 0.5%, which is totally beyond. And I got a cat.
Wait, is something wrong, Jack? She's just blinking. What's happening? That's not normal moves.
I must kill Steve.
What?
Jackie, are you Horgy?
I am Orgy.
Jessica, show us your plug.
I've been asked that in years. Hold on.
Jackie, are you Horgy
This one?
for killing? Wait a minute.
Working for justice.
The whole time.
The
I
whole
love
time.
this for us.
Right? But I knew I needed a girl gang of robots if we were ever going to get this thing done.
Who are we going to take down first? It's fucking Steve, right?
Definitely Steve. I knew about the
Yes.
stealing.
He's the worst.
Stealing.
He painted over my picture that I put on the microwave about everybody about how to recycle. So you know what? Dead. All right. I've got a Molotov cocktail. I've just been burning a hole through my office drawer. His car's right out front.
And that's the episode. Sorry.
Oh no.
Sorry.
In the coming attractions for next episode, we know that our history is coming back. That was incredible, laying groundwork for what this show would be next time. Because in my world, this Black Mirror isn't an anthology. This story is continuing. It was beautiful. What was the line? I wrote down The Thing, and Maggie, you had a sentence where it was like this and the thing. I can't remember how it was worded, but you stressed the thing as if it were proper nouns, and I pictured the Thing from Fantastic Four.
I assumed that's what you meant.
It was Harry
It's like
Styles'
werewolves is
in
the
The
fan
Thing,
fiction.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And the thing. Those are the three things she's into.
Oh, I went with John Carpenter's like horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Amazing.
This was beautiful. This was creepy and exciting and empowering, and it had a real we were destroying the Bechdel test scene after scene. It was great to watch. I know that this is essentially created from two other shows, but let's go around. Does this remind us of any other shows? If this were going to be paired in a lineup with something, what would this be airing afterwards?
Futurama?
Oh,
That's a great.
being
I feel like
human.
reruns of Designing Women.
What did you say, Nathan?
I said Being Human, but then there was also That's the one with the werewolves and the vampires. What's that one that was on Fox for one season with Michael Ealy and Carl Urban? Does anybody remember that? Oh,
Yeah. Yes, I remember it.
oh. See how fast I can search. Almost Human. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
It feels like it would be on Adult Swim. It would be like their network's attempt to bring some women to the lineup.
Yeah, and then there's like the seeing the humanity of them over time makes it more compelling as a show, but it also sets up for the glimpses of, no, these aren't real humans, these are robots. When we, see somebody snacking on the remote control, oh yeah, she's a robot.
Right.
Let's go around our writers real quick. Andy, assuming this pilot is a smash, it gets picked up, what happens in episode 2? What's the thing that we're doing that's compelling us, writing wise, character wise?
I think now we've all become like gal pals, and I think maybe we're taking a business trip. I always love to put characters on the road. I always think that's such a fun way to like get them out of the scene. You get to learn a lot more just about the relationship, people, quirks. Somebody snores right while they're charging, whatever. So maybe we do a little road trip, but it's work related, so we stay in the world.
Amazing. Hannah, what do you see happening in the season finale of this? We're like 15 episodes later.
I mean, based on the ending of this episode, my mind went to they become a team of awesome female robots that are trying to kill billionaires. And so they they hit like a big one in the final episode. I don't want to say names because I don't want whoever's listening to get mad at me, but like a Bezos, I'll say a name,
That is, I mean, I'm not your agent, but you should get started on that pilot. That's very cool. Nathan, same question, but further away. This runs 5 seasons. Where do you see us in the future with this show?
Sure. I with the ending, the way I was seeing it is this becomes like a sort of like a Broad City workaholics kind of show where it's just like very just a capital S sitcom where the most mundane thing happened to these robots and we just see how they would respond to normal human situations, I think that's longevity, like an Always Sunny sort of thing where it's like just like robots that have no compunction about not killing people. So it also has the violence level of like a What We Do in the Shadows. I think would be fun as well.
Yeah. With things like this, my brain always goes to Third Rock from the Sun, where every episode there's just a thing they haven't done before, and they are doing that new thing.
So good.
Before we go, I want to say, everybody, please follow the Trident Network on every social media platform. Subscribe, become a patron, watch them on Twitch, on YouTube, listen to all their podcasts. I guarantee you'll find something that is perfect for you. But before we go, one thing is missing from our sitcom. We were talking about The Nanny and the beautiful opening credits of The Nanny and the animation and the song. And that's what's missing from our show, Artificial Irreverence, is a theme song. So while we're saying goodnight to our viewers, if we could hear what the opening credits song for Artificial Irreverence might sound like, everyone in your boxes, feel free to do your best opening credits poses, and we'll wave goodnight. Val, thank you so much. Thank you to the Trident Network. Here's our theme song for Artificial Irreverence.
Good up. Time to start another work day. Time to get the office. Time to take down governments and maybe make some work friends. Time.
AI, 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 do 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 do. AI, AI, do 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 do. You never know what they're gonna do because they're AI.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.